Hello, this is Katie from Crafting Ruby Dreams, and welcome to my channel. I talk about planners, goal setting, writing, publishing, and getting right with my finances. And I've been rushing a little bit because I was talking with some friends right up until almost the very last minute. So that's actually something I want to talk about for a little bit before we get started on the uh, brainstorming my annual goals in a more concrete and not final, formal, that's the word, formal sense. Um, but my friends and I were talking about setting goals for 2023. And these were writer friends. And so we were, as a group, kind of working through what everybody's goals were, as well as how we might be able to refine and figure out the reasoning behind certain things or changing up strategy and other things. And it was a really, really good session. It's like as much as I love y'all, I also didn't want to leave that discussion because it was still rolling. And I know I can go back later and continue talking with them, but it was so energizing to have a group of peers. We're at different levels within the writing, um, not hierarchy, but on our on our individual paths of writing and publishing, we're all at different levels. Some of us, there's like little clumps of us at various levels, but it was so fun and energizing to have peers to talk to in a very honest and forthright manner with regards to things and get their input about how we envision our goals and maybe we should tweak them, especially if they've got more experience in certain areas than we do, like um, hearing hearing a couple of my friends talk, seeing what they had to say, made me rethink some of my plans for next year, and not in a bad way. And also because I've been seeing other things that had me questioning certain decisions. And one friend, when we were talking about my goals and how I was kind of like waffling on this, one of my friends pointed out, she's like, you have 20 years of experience in writing and publishing, 25 years, but 20 years very actively pursuing publishing, um, and published for 16 years. So, and what she said is like, you're starting a new name. What you've just said is what I most frequently hear from people who have 50, as in 50 books out. So you having the experience that you do can sometimes be detrimental to making certain decisions. And she is not wrong about that. Admittedly, my personal reasoning behind decision was not only because of my past experience as a published author, but also stuff that I learned in college during my entrepreneurship course. So it's good to talk out the reasoning behind certain ideas and decisions that I've made, but they were not set in stone because there is time to implement certain strategies. So I appreciated having that group experience to brainstorm and discuss and figure out. And that's something I'd like to recommend, that if you are trying to figure out your goals, and especially um, if they're very like concentrated areas, like this particular group was, we are writers discussing our publishing and business goals for 2023. So we were not talking about, I want to lose weight and here's how I'm going to go about doing it, or I want to exercise more, here's how I'm going to go about doing it, or I want to move houses and here's, we didn't discuss any of that, even though all of us probably have some other life goals that we want to work on achieving over the course of the next year. We were very focused on writing and business and the business of writing. So if you can find a group like that to help you brainstorm goals, um, I would recommend doing that, however you want to have that group, but like finding people that you can trust, which I admit can be very hard. Um, and the reason I say that is because having open and honest conversations and with people who are on a peer level as you. And the thing is like a couple of friends, they are doing very well financially. They have lots and lots of books up, but their mindset is we are all peers on a journey together on our own individual paths. So it wasn't like, well, I can't talk to you because you're not making a certain amount of money. There's none of that in this particular group. So if you can find somebody or a small group of people who you can have these open and honest conversations with, I think you will find that you will refine what your goals are in a way that actually does work best for you. Because honestly, it's like a couple of my friends, they, when they were questioning the person who was talking, they took into account constraints that some of us have in that we have full-time jobs that they don't necessarily have, but they tailored their advice to what our personal situation was. So that was, it was good to have somebody doing that. So like I said, I recommend if you're doing HB90, I think you will be able to find a similar experience in the HB90, either the Facebook group or the Discord group. I'm not involved in the Discord group. I'm like signed up for Sarah's Discord, and but I don't routinely go to it. So I would guess, knowing Sarah, that there is a similar feel and energy to the Discord group as there is in the Facebook group. So there is that option. If you're doing MäksēLife, the official open to the public MäksēLife group is definitely open, and they encourage that kind of discussion. Club Mäksē as well. So those, from the two systems that I use, those are also available to you if you use them as well. Excuse me. So all this to say, if you're having trouble, or even if you don't have trouble, but you think, okay, maybe I should refine a little bit, ask your peers on your journey and see what input you get. And you don't have to take that input. I want to emphasize that as well. You are on your own journey. So anything I say here, I hope you think about it, consider it. Is it applicable to your own life? No, then don't take that into account. And it's not personal. It won't hurt my feelings. I am speaking from my own experience here, and I do try to tailor any advice I give, especially when you have a question in the comments and the chat, as much as I am able, because I don't want to say that my experience is the only experience and is the one true way, because no. It's like, I don't wish my own experiences on anyone. I hope you have the happy, lovely, fabulously fun life experiences of your own. But yeah, there are other things I'm like, no, you don't need to experience that. Nope, we're all good. So, all right, let's move on to working on the annual goals for the MäksēLife annual goals. Feel free to ask questions in the chat if you want to, and let's move forward. So the ideas that I had on the post-it for the personal area of life are books, knitting, spa treatments, pedicures, watercolors. What did I do with my old? Oh, it's right there. So I'm going to reference the annual goals that I had for 2022, just because there are similar things that I know I wanted to do it in at least some of the areas of life. Just as an example, this is what I did for my 2022, that free page next to the things to consider page. This is how I did that particular page for last year. I am skipping doing that for 2023. Mainly because I feel like I've got 2022. I had used the MäksēLife planner all through 2021, but I had so much personal growth and everything that I was in a much different place headspace wise um, in 2022 than I was in 2021 at the start of the year and setting the goals for those years. Whereas this year, I've definitely had a lot of growth, but it's not quite as exponential, I think, as it was between 2021 and 2022. And while there are certain things that I am very, um, I feel like there has been exponential growth in terms of my confidence within my writing, my plans for my writing, and running my writing business. I feel like there's been significant growth within that. I don't know that I need to necessarily significantly alter what I would like to do in terms of stating my goals within the MäksēLife planner. I hope that makes some kind of sense. And then for the other areas of life, other than financial, I think there's a lot of just very similar, almost maintenance um, goals that I would like to do with some goals thrown in. So I'm actually kind of wondering how much is a stretch for me. So we will see. But all right. So referring to the personal annual goals, um, I'm going to, let's see, how do I want to do this? Um, hmm, just thinking out loud. Let's see, I've got the markers. I actually don't know where I put my dot markers are in a different room. I'm not going to worry about them. I think what I'm going to do, since these are the more formal, quote unquote, I'm going to highlight, I think, what my primary goal for the year for each area of life is going to be. So I think, let's see, looking back to last year, I think what I'm going to do, what I said for for the spa treatment, because I think I do want that to be my primary goal, is what I said last year was take myself out for a spa treatment of some kind at least 3 times in 2022. I will tell you that I was thinking massages as the spa treatment. For next year, I don't think that I'm gonna have the budget for spa treatments, but I will have a budget for pedicures. I think I have enough in my budget to do pedicures. So I think I will put in, get quarterly pedicures as my primary goal. So get quarterly pedicures. And I might like go searching in my sticker stash later for any stickers I might have that might be appropriate. All right, so that's primary goal for the annual goals. And you know what? The focus that I put in for last year was refilling the well. And I think that's still applicable for what I want to do with my personal area of life. So I'm going to put that in as well. Refilling the well. All right. So my reading goal for 2022 was originally to read 30 fiction books, and I've said this before, I blew past that by the end of June. I read 150% of that goal by the end of June, so about 45 books. I think 90 books next year. I've hit 90 books for this year. I think because of the energy I know I'm going to be putting into the annual goals, I think I'm going to put 75. I think that's an achievable goal that if I don't make it, I think I will be close, but if I overshoot it, great. So, all right, read 75 books. And that includes novellas and novelettes and everything. So when I'm reading, I'll count children's books. So and I have in the past, believe me. So I think that's a reasonable goal that it still means it's not that I'm backsliding into burnout, but it's like I think this year was somewhat exceptional. And we'll see. Maybe I'll overshoot it again. Um, and then the third goal that I had for personal last year was redevelop my knitting hobby by working on at least I originally had 2, then I changed it to 5 projects in 2022, and I did accomplish that. Um, I think how I want to change that because I had written down knitting and also watercolor because I have some watercolor supplies. I think what I'm going to change that to is work on, work on at least 5 hobby projects um, in 2023. Work on at least 5 hobby projects. And I'm going to subnote that to include knitting, watercolor, and then I'm just going to say crafting to lump together a few other things. So crafting, like using Cricut Joy, just to make it a point. All right. How will my life improve by reaching these personal goals? Again, this is something that I know what I wrote last year is I will be doing things solely for myself that I enjoy. Um, that's kind of what that is, but there's also the going back to the refilling the well focus. It's something that I'm doing for myself that gives me joy and pleasure that helps build up my energy and interest to do other things that might deplete my energy. So, uh, so I'm going to just say create a, that's not enough, reservoir of happiness and fun. There we go. All right, so let me go ahead and highlight that primary goal. All right. All right, so this is what it looks like. So you can see. So I keep it fairly simple. And like I said, I'm probably gonna go stash diving in my sticker stash to like make this prettier later. Mainly because my sticker stash is all over the place and needs some organization, as well as me figuring out how many stickers I have. I have a lot of stickers. I have built up such a sticker stash since 2016. All right, fun and recreation. I only have one noted on my brainstorming post-it. And what I did for last year, the focus was reconnecting with self and community, which I think was a very good focus. I don't know that that's the focus I want to carry into 2023. My primary goal was take at least 1 week off as vacation with the intention of rest and relaxation. That didn't happen intentionally. The closest I got to that was the sick leave I took for COVID last month. Honestly, that is the closest I got to doing that particular goal. And I don't count it because it was sick leave and I had to take it off for my own health and wellness. But that also plays into me booking a cruise. So I'm going to rethink that. Then my second goal was attend a Polycon or other romance-related conference. And then create quarterly brunch opportunities was my third one. So I think for my primary goal, I want to, I think I'm just going to say book a cruise. And book a cruise. And that may shift when I get around to June. Things may shift a bit then because I'm going to do a halfway check in and maybe and change things around if necessary. But I think booking a cruise is a good starting point because I want to make taking an actual vacation that I consider a vacation. Um, I need to make that a priority to do something like that over the next couple of years, just because I can point to you and say that the last time I took something that resembled a vacation where I was not meeting up with family and I wasn't doing it in association with going to a conference. I've done that once in the last 10 years, and it was for a long weekend. And I still ended up doing romance writing related stuff that weekend just because of timing. So, yeah, so I did vacation stuff too, but I've done that once, and so it's just like, no, I need to do that again. I need to make time for myself to do that. So I think booking a cruise and being much more specific is going to help me with hopefully achieving that particular general goal, let's say. Um, I don't think that in some ways it's like I don't think that this is um because I am already booked to attend a Polycon next year in 2023 as a reader. And I've got a ticket for attending Go Wild. So I don't necessarily feel like making those goals, but they're also easy goals to check off. And sometimes you need the easy win. So I think I might do that. And let's say attend uh attend non-work fun conferences. I'm just gonna do attend non-work fun conferences. And I'm gonna do a Polycon, and sub is Go Wild. All right, and then create quarterly brunch opportunities. In some ways, you know, I think I'm going to actually move that over to family and relationships. Oh, that is actually that I did put that on my brainstorm. So that because that is a very specific thing with a very specific group of friends with the intention of doing bonding. It's just basically having the in-person when we can do in-person bonding moments of being together. So that's actually more of a relationship type of goal for me this coming year. Rather, this year is partially like the fun and recreation, just going out. But I think for next year, it's more relationship focused. The reasons I should say the reasons behind why I do that is to spend time with friends rather than necessarily just going out to brunch. All right, so let me highlight. Oh, focus. Do I want to focus? Um, I do want to focus. Um, hmm. Let's see. What do I want the focus to be? Um, kind of like, kind of lean toward, sink into the fun, fund, sink into the fun, FUN, not FUND, to be fun. immerse myself, that kind of thing. How will my life improve by reaching these fun and recreation goals? It's like, I will be living my best life. I'm just gonna do that. And that's the thing is like the fun and recreation for me as a single person is trying to separate that out from personal can sometimes be hard. But I usually, me personally, I tend to separate them out uh, by am I doing this solely by myself, such as like going out and getting a pedicure? That's yeah, you can do that as a group, but that is really for me personally, and I do that on my own. And then reading, I do that individually. And working on the hobby projects, yes, again, that's something you can do with others, but I'm doing this on my own individual personal time. So that's why I'm those while all of those things can absolutely also be fun and recreation items, because those are things that I'm doing on solo time, let's say, that's how I make the separation. Whereas the fun and recreation stuff, those are things that I'm doing, they're group experiences. Even if like going on a cruise, I fully expect to do a solo cruise. Um, but it's still a group experience in that it's like there will be lots of other people around. Um, if I were to do something like what I did last time, where I went to a beach town for a long weekend, and so I got a hotel room by myself, and everything I did was just by myself, I might have a little harder time, but I probably still would put that in fun and recreation as opposed to personal, if that makes sense. I hope that does. So again, here's what it now looks like. And then moving on to work and learning. All right, take off my brainstorm post-it. And let's see, work and learning, build, it really is the focus, I should say, is build my writing business. All right, and we're gonna go primary one is, and I'm gonna highlight the double highlight this is oh, I've got a sticker that I can do. That's fine. I will just put the sticker over that. Publish 2 novels. And I'm going to, do I have that? I think I'm going to pull that from the old, um, trying to remember like what I got as part of my review. I don't think, yeah, there weren't stickers as part of my review pack, except in the back of my planner. Woo-hoo! So I'm going to pull the stickers from the back of this, since I don't know that I'm going to actually use stickers in this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and, ooh, do I just want to yank this out? I think I want to yank this out. Whatever. I will yank it out later because yeah, one. Yeah, I'm just tearing out. Just mainly because, oops, nope, so much fun. I don't want to, there's some stickers that are like right up on the edge, and I don't want to like mess with those too badly. So I'm trying to do this somewhat gently. All right, get this back in here, and yeah, here's the, trying not to make a total mess and fling stuff everywhere. And there's that, put that down, put that back here. All right, it's in its spot. All right, and we're gonna take, oops, whatever, the stretch goal. So this is just the, there we go. And put that by that's a really freaking big sticker, but whatever. It's made for the 7x9, not the A5. All right. Publish 2 novels. Even though honestly, it's like I say that's a stretch goal, but it's something that I feel like I can totally and absolutely accomplish. But you know, it's something I haven't done in a very long time, and publishing 2 novels is a lot. There's a lot of work behind that. So, all right. Oh, something I didn't talk about what my goals from last year were. So the focus for last year was build on the foundation, write 1 complete novel for publication, which I did. Attend a writing related conference or register for a 2023 conference as a writer, which I did. And then grow the Crafting Ruby Dreams community on YouTube to at least double with specific numbers that I didn't meet, which are fine. And that's the thing. I think for work and learning, my focus really is going to be build my writing business. And I don't know that I'm going to put any goals surrounding Crafting Ruby Dreams on here. Not because I'm quitting. It's not where my primary energy is going to go. And I'm going to have to do something about if I want to include that in my HB90 goals. So it's something to think about, and let's just go ahead and move forward. So a stretch goal for this was publish 2 novels, and I think I'm going to put a progress goal as write 2 novels. 2 novels, and I already know what books those are going to be. And then these are maintenance goals that that are related to the day job, and tend to day job conferences. And the reason I'm putting day job conferences as opposed to writing conferences is the one writing conference that I do know that I want to attend in person if it happens. I don't know if it's going to happen. So I'm not going to, since I don't know, there is a serious question about whether or not it will happen. I don't want to put that on a goal and just then find out early next year that it's not happening, then have to like completely cross out that goal and create a new one if I want to create a new one. Day job, it's for the impetus for me is to reconnect with librarian friends and colleagues. So as well as make some connections with regards to the day job at one of the conferences. So I'm going to mark those down. LA in Chicago, which believe me, I will take time after and have work pay for my trip out to Chicago. And then the other one is actually, it is a writing conference, but I want to attend it as a librarian because it's BoucherCon, which if you're not familiar with it, is a mystery and suspense conference. And it's being held in San Diego next year. So yay, San Diego. But also that's the area that I'm responsible for at work. And so I want to make more connections with mystery and suspense authors that I don't already have. And then also hopefully reconnect with the mystery and suspense authors that I do know, or at least have some connection with. So how will my life improve by reaching these work and learning goals? I will be setting myself up for early retirement. And that is a work goal. That is absolutely a work goal. All right, family and relationships. I'm going to say for the focus, maintain my relationships. I think that's, I totally started writing in all caps and then switched to a version of text. So, oh well, this does not have to be pretty. It's nice when it's pretty. It's fun when it's pretty, but it does not have to be pretty because it's what the intention and action is behind them. Okay, so first would be my primary goal for this would be spend 1 week in Chicago with family. All right, and then the other would is related to the brunch crew, like I was talking about, and I'm gonna say create quarterly brunch opportunities. All right, let's see. Got purple. All right. And then how will my life improve by reaching these family and relationship goals? I will maintain positive key relationships in my life. All right, so this is what this looks like. And yeah, so it's, again, I'm just keeping it as simple as possible. And again, feel free to ask questions in the chat if you're at all interested. And I do appreciate all of you being here. And welcome to anyone who is new. If you're on replay group, definitely let me know in the comments that you're watching on replay and if you have any questions. All right, health and wellness, what my focus is. Let's talk about what my focus was for last year. Focus for last year was stabilizing the physical and mental foundation. And my goals for last year were get evaluated for ADHD and obtain care if necessary, maintain routine healthcare appointments, and develop a sustainable exercise routine. I still want to do the exercise routine, but I also feel like making it a priority goal is something that's going to require more energy, mental mainly, and not necessarily physically, even though a lot of this year I did not have the physical energy because of all the recurring foot pain from gout and plantar fasciitis, whatever. I can never remember how to pronounce that correctly. And if any of you have ever had foot pain, you absolutely know how hard that is to like figure out how to move in the first place, let alone do any kind of exercise routine. So I just did not have the mental energy despite it being a want this year. Because it was such a recurring problem. I was just like, I can't even think about like going on even a walk around the block, let alone a 30-minute walk. So I almost think I need to drop the exercise routine, even though I think that is something I do want to do. I don't think it's going to be something that is something I don't think it's something that I can actually come close to achieving. If I do it on accident, I will take it. But I think sometimes like choosing your goals are figuring out, like Sierra and others say, is this a should goal? So is it something that you feel is being imposed upon you? Or is this a goal that you actually want or need to do? And while developing a sustainable exercise routine is something I absolutely do need to do, and it is something I want to do, there is also a lot of should be doing that is coming into play, and I think that's why I feel like I need to have more mental energy to work on it, than I'm going to have over the course of this next year because of I'm going to need that extra energy in order to get over the hump of all the shoulds to get into the area of I want to do this, I need to do this, and I really want to do this. And I have been there in the past. Um, so yeah, I think I need to be in a space where I have more mental energy to push past all the shoulds that are blocking me. So I think that's why I'm going to drop that as a goal for next year. However, I honestly think my primary goal for health and wellness wise is to try and work my way up to drinking 100 ounces of water a day. Um, so focus is, let's pick a focus really quick. Focus would be, um, let's just say maintain health. Maintain, try to remember how to spell it. Current level of health. All right. And so we're going to do drink 100 ounces of water per day. And I will tell you that I actually have no problems drinking water just out of the tap at a reasonably cool temperature. It doesn't have to be ice cold. It doesn't have to be flavored. I don't need anything special with regards to water. I will just drink water out of a tap as long as it's like reasonably not like icky. So there's some places where um, and so this is, I think, a very achievable goal for me. It's the hard part. Honestly, the hard part is going to be the tracking. So I think the first phase of achieving this goal is going to be getting into the habit of tracking the amount of water I drink in a day. So, and I have very clear ideas of how to achieve this goal. It's not like I'm going to start on January 1st trying to drink 100 ounces of water a day. I know I can do that, but I want to create a habit. So I'm just going to drink as much as I drink, and I'm going to focus on keeping track of how much. And once that is a habit, so I'm going to give myself probably about 3 months. I think you develop a habit in a shorter time frame, but I know myself. So I want to work on tracking during quarter one, let's say. And then once I have the tracking as a habit, so I actually have an idea as to how much I actually do drink in a day, I can look at how much I drink in a day and then work on improving that until I get to at least 100 ounces of water. So again, having a clear goal in how to achieve that goal, because it's not drink 100 ounces of water a day for the whole year. At least I should probably say, but I know how I want to. I know it's that I want to work up to that as by the end of the year, rather than trying to do that every day for the year. Just because I want an actual habit. And then let's see. Also, I want to do all of my screenings, and because by my next birthday, I know I'm going to have a colonoscopy. I'm not looking forward to that, but I know I need to have it done, and so I will have it done. Do all my screenings. And then the other possibility I have that I do, and it's attend all of my appointments. So it's not, screenings are one thing, and then the appointments are like going to see my doctor and doing the check-ins. Like we're currently dealing with sorting out medication levels of a number of different medications. So I had missed my last appointment because of COVID, because I still was testing positive. But I went in this week to get the blood test, do the blood draw. So I'm just waiting to hear back from my doctor as to if she wants to change what the medication level is. So I just realized I did not hear from her today. So we'll see if I hear from her next week. Do all my screening. Oh, attend all my appointments after I write that down. Attend. And also like going and see my dentist for my semi-annual cleanings and all of that wonderful stuff. And I'm going to ignore the family texts that have just gone through because I just saw a reaction from one of my brothers that does not indicate any kind of good news. So we're going to ignore that until later. Attend all my appointments and not look at the screen when text messages come through. All right. How will my life improve by reaching these health and wellness goals? These will improve my life by ensuring that I catch anything not great early, because yeah, that's related to the text that I'm betting I'm getting. All right, moving forward, we've got spiritual and personal growth, and I've got some. Again, I'm trying to ignore some texts that are coming through. Just this is why I'm looking like this. Besides trying to read the post-it note I wrote. So focus. So for last year, what I wrote was I played off of my focus for health and wellness for my focus for spiritual and personal growth, because I was like stabilized was the word of the year that I kind of come up with. And so health and wellness was stabilizing the physical and mental foundation. So spiritual and personal growth was stabilizing the soul foundation. And I did reasonably well for that area of life again, too. So it was maintain personal development achieved in 2021 through continued work with strengths coaching, Club Moxie, and therapy. It pretty much did that. Explore the use and meaning of tarot in my life. And then develop a routine of journaling and affirmations to support my personal growth journey. I think what I will do with this, so I just had the idea for 2023 is just the maintenance goal of continuing with coaching. I think that's a good primary goal. So I think for focus is deepening and again spelling my soul roots, because I really like that idea and imagery of soul root system. And then primary goal is going to be continue with coaching. And again, ignoring the texts. It helps that I have to write coaching. All right. And then specifically, Better Faster Academy. And Club Moxie. All right, and then there's that highlighter. And continue with coaching. And honestly, oh, okay. I'm like, I know I had at least one other stretch goal. I'm like, yeah, that's not this area. All right, so continue with coaching, and then there's another area. Oh, there it is. That's one. It's like I want to pull back again from 2022. In that, develop a routine of journaling and affirmations. I actually did pretty decently with. I've got meeting in 10 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna make this really quick. So if I have to cut out before finishing, we'll finish this again tomorrow. This is why I have reminders set on my calendar because I will lose track of time and totally forget stuff. So let's see. All right, so we'll finish up spiritual and personal growth, and then I'm going to have to cut out. So I want to, because of COVID, I lost momentum with doing the uh, journaling and marking my wins. I wasn't as good with affirmations, but I marked my wins as well as journaling. So I think I'm going to do it as redevelop because and redevelop, yeah. My journaling and marking my wins practice. All right. And how will my life improve by reaching these spiritual and personal growth goals? I will create a resilient self. Self, ELF, not Seth. Um, resilient self for life's challenges. All right. So, oh, thanks, Robin. I appreciate that. So, current level of health and all of this stuff. So, these are what the health and wellness and spiritual and personal growth look like. So, what I have left is financial and physical environment. I do not have time today to go through those. So, I will be back again tomorrow, probably early afternoon since it's the weekend. Yay, weekend! I'm so happy after this week. I will probably later tonight schedule that. So keep an eye on the community tab. Thank you all so much for joining me. Please feel free to leave any comments or questions, and I will be very happy to help you work through those as best as I am able to. And may all your dreams be Ruby dreams. Bye bye.